my channel. I'm Andre and welcome to our kitchen. Rico, my husband, is here to cook up another recipe and review another wine. Today we are having lamb and it's one of my favourite dishes. It includes apricots and shallots and all of that, but I'll leave that to Rico. Before we get into the cooking and the reviewing, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't already, and whilst you're there, press the bell, which will notify you every time I upload a video. Talking of which, I upload a variety of videos. If you just want to watch the Rico Cooks videos, then you just go into my playlist and you find the Rico Cooks, and that will just take you to the Rico Cooks videos. Other than that, this is a life channel and we kind of just film things about life, and food and wine are very much part of our life. Okay, enough from me, over to you, Rico, and cheers.
Well, hello again everybody, and first of all, thank you for all your lovely comments from our wine review and cook video from last week. It was nice to hear from a lot of you again, because we haven't done one of these videos for a while, and it seems the wine that we had last week was very popular. A lot of interest shown in it, and we've ordered more of it. We actually found it on Amazon, and some of our family we know have ordered it as well. So,
but I actually linked that the wine in my video last week.
That's right. And
it's now apparently sold out. So it's proved to be quite a popular rosé this week.
Yes. Shall we talk a wee bit about this week's wine now?
Okay, let's.
This week's wine is from Argentina. It's from the Bodegas Norton winery. It's Barrel Select Malbec 2019. Malbec being the grape. It's a single grape variety wine. It's red. It's 14% alcohol by volume, and it's a screw cap. The winery itself is on the western side of Argentina towards the Chilean border, and the winery is at the foothills of the Andes Mountains, approximately 1100 meters above sea level. And the grapes that go to make this wine are from selected vineyards, and the wine is matured in French oak barrels, which adds to the complexity of the wine.
But Rico, you've reviewed a Malbec before, have you not?
Yes, but this one's from a different winery.
Right, okay.
Okay, and I think this one's a slightly better quality of wine than that one. Okay.
Okay.
Malbec itself, of course, is now synonymous with Argentinian red wine. When you talk about Argentinian wine, the first thing that comes to most people's minds is Malbec. But it is a variety of grape that was introduced to Argentina in the mid-19th century, and as I said, it has now become Argentina's own. Malbec is in fact the most commonly grown grape vine in Argentina. The vines themselves, the grapes themselves, are quite a dark grape, and the Malbec grapes in Argentina are of a smaller cluster. They're smaller grapes and a more dense cluster than their brother varieties in France. And some of the wine experts believe that the ones that were taken to Argentina are different because they were lost in France in the phylloxera, when the virus killed all those grapes, the grapevines of Europe. So that's the difference between the two. These ones are the grapes are a lot smaller than the sort of bigger variety that are in France.
Does that make them more sour?
I wouldn't think so.
No?
No.
I'm looking at that bottle of wine, if you just kind of bring it to the camera, right? And just here, it looks quite short.
Yes, that's because I opened it and I used a wee bit in there.
Right, okay.
And I put a wee bit of cooking.
I've been looking at that wine whilst you've been talking about it. I'm thinking, something's not right here.
We made something yesterday, the day before, and I had to put, when we made the moussaka, I was looking there and I had 3 bottles of red wine, and I wasn't going to use the other 2, so I picked in this one.
Because they were expensive.
Well, they were a lot dearer than this.
Oh, right, okay. You should have warned me and I wouldn't have said anything.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Anyway, that's our wine today. Today we're going to have a lamb dish. It's a dish that we used to cook in the restaurant. It appeared in the restaurant menu about 30 years ago. and latterly we used to run it as a special.
So what do we need to cook up this delicious recipe, Rico?
Well, we've got these lovely GIGOT lamb chops, and we're going to cook them with sweet peppers, shallots, dried apricot, and we're going to flavour with a little bay leaf, ground caraway, ground coriander, a wee bit of passata in it as well, and salt and pepper. And right at the end, we're going to add some natural yoghurt.
And some oil for frying.
Yes.
And I see here we have some orzo.
I thought that would be the perfect accompaniment for this meal.
So basically orzo is a pasta and you're just going to boil that up.
Yes.
It looks like rice because it's so small, but it is actually a pasta, and there's different ways of cooking that. But today we are just going to boil it for the lamb dish. So Rico has just put the oven on now. He's preheating at 180.
Okay.
Turned on the cooker. Adding some oil to the pan, about a tablespoon, yep. Rico says.
So we'll take the GIGOT chops and we'll season them. But what I want to point out here is that I've just snipped the fat all the way around, because sometimes when you put it in the pan, it starts to curl up, and that should stop it from curling. Okay. So
just seasoning the GIGOT of lamb now.
Yep.
So you season before you fry?
Yes, I'm going to season them before I fry, and then when I turn them over in the pan, I'm going to re-season them.
Okay, so just seasoning with salt and pepper.
And just at this stage, I'm going to add some of this ground coriander, sprinkle on each. In this whole dish, we'll probably use about 2 teaspoons of ground coriander and 1 of the caraway seed, of the ground caraway seed.
How much yoghurt have you got here?
2 tablespoons.
Okay. So this is the caraway seed going on now. Okay, so we're just waiting for the oil to heat up. So Rico's going to fry the GIGOT of lamb and put it in the tray and then put it in the oven. We've got the water over there, it's cold water ready for the orzo, which is going to cook pretty quick, so we're not putting it on. That's the oil now heated up.
So let's add these chops.
So you're just basically going to brown them on one side now?
Yep, and then I'll turn them over. It's been on about 2 minutes now, so we'll turn them over. And we'll season again.
Okay, so seasoning the other side now. That's the salt, pepper, coriander and
caraway.
And the caraway. Okay, that's them browned on both sides, so Rico's just taking them out the frying pan now into the tray.
What I'm going to do now is just going to deglaze this pan to get any of the flavours from there in here as well. So I'm going to add some of that Malbec wine that we're going to be having later on. So now we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. So we'll just add everything on top of the lamb now. We'll just put some bay leaf. We'll put the apricots. And the shallots. And the peppers. We'll season again. Coriander. Caraway. Some salt. Pepper. And we'll add the passata. It's about 150 mils in there.
Just added a little bit of water, rinsing out the jar.
And then we sprinkle more caraway in amongst the passata there, coriander, and now we'll put this in the
covering the dish with some foil. And then how long are you going to leave that in the oven for?
Those were quite big, GIGOT chops, quite thick. I reckon at least an hour and a half.
So it depends on the size of your chops, basically.
I'll check them about after an hour and see how they are.
Once they're cooked, you add the yoghurt.
Correct.
And serve.
And serve.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So if you were to make this the day before, you would add the yoghurt before serving, not when you've made it the day before?
That's right.
Okay. Our lamb has now been in for approximately 2 hours. So Rico is now boiling up the water, ready to put in the orzo.
So I'm just going to add a vegetable stock cube into the water just to give a little bit added flavour to the pasta. I've seasoned it as well with salt and pepper. Just giving that a quick stir first just to make sure the stock cube's dissolved. And we'll add the pasta.
Do you need to measure it?
Measure what?
The water, like with rice you measure...
No. When you boil pasta, there's plenty of water. And just let it come to the boil.
So the orzo will take approximately 10 minutes to come to the boil and it should be ready. So it's just basically testing it just like pasta.
Now it's ready, okay. I'm going to take it off.
It's al dente. Just gonna... There we go. Okay, lamb is out of the oven. Oh, yummy. There we go. Looking good. That's what it looks like.
Okay. So, what we're going to do, I'm just going to take these bay leaves out anyway. Don't want to be eating bay leaves. Right.
So just picking the bay leaves out.
What we'll do,
so just taking the GIGOT chops out now, just plating them. And adding the yoghurt to the sauce. Just mixing it in. So it's just heating up the sauce now, just because it would have cooled down with the yoghurt, just on top of the stove there. Okay, just adding the sauce to the GIGOT chops.
just some chopped fresh chives and parsley which I picked from the garden. I'm just going to add them to the orzo. Just a quick stir. And let's serve. I opened the wine after we started cooking, so it's been breeding for 2 hours, so no point decanting or anything. It smells quite jammy, sort of like something, I don't know, like a... that sort of jammy smell. I'm just trying to get the fruit, if it's raspberry or more like cherry. Quite medium bodied. The tannins are quite soft. It's not too heavy, so maybe perhaps people who, when they drink red wine, get a headache, this might be okay. I think it's very nice. Now you're going to say, I'd say all the wines are very nice, but it is very nice. It's smooth, it's palatable, and I think it will go well with this meal. Yes. Maybe a wee bit of pepper in there as well.
Cheers. Quite an easy drinking red. Very smooth. Like you said, low tannins. So it doesn't give you that.
Correct. Yep, definitely.
Very nice. Now I'm going to try it with my lamb. Nice and tender. Bit of orzo. So good. And you know, I'm also looking forward to that bony bit in the GIGOT chop. That's a really nice part of it. So absolutely delicious again, Rico.
Cheers.
Cheers, and we'll catch you next time. If you'd like to see more videos from me, I will link one here, and if you're not already subscribed, just press the A here. Catch you next time. Bye.